Well, hello there, fabulous authors. I jumped on today to do an Ask Me Anything, where you can bring your questions about social media to me, and I will happily attempt to answer those for you. Can't promise I have the answers to everything, but I do work very, very hard to make sure that I have really good answers for you and strategies that will help grow your social media marketing as an author. Now, I did put a call out earlier today on the Reading Transforms community and on my social media channels for questions to be answered here on this live AMA. So if you are joining me live, please go ahead, drop your questions in the comments below. I will be monitoring those as we go, but I also have some questions that people wrote in earlier so that I could get those answered for you guys. So let's jump in. I'm going to answer a handful of questions. I'm hoping to keep this around 10 or 15 minutes, but if you've got questions, let me know. Hit up those comments because I want to get things answered for you guys. So if you have something, let me know. So the first question is going to be, can I vent a little and say that Instagram is totally ticking me off? I'm trying to up my game a little, trying some artsy pics, and I keep losing followers. So annoying. And that is from Kristen. Kristen, yeah, I feel your pain. Instagram is actually very interesting. It's an interesting beast, and I'm going to let you know a little secret. And I know that Kristen and I actually talked about this, but I wanted to let everybody else know as well. Instagram has this way of getting rid of some of our followers, and it sounds like it's a really bad thing. It's something that we don't actually want to hear because everybody is so focused on getting the followers on their page that they're not paying attention to their engagement rates. But you know, because you hang out with me on Reading Transforms, that it is not about your number of followers. In fact, the more followers you have, the more likely you are to have a lower engagement rate. And when you have that lower engagement rate, you are ranked lower in the system, and your content is not shown to as many people. So if you actually want to get your content shown to people, you have to have a high engagement rate. And that means people need to be liking, commenting, doing things within those images and videos that you are posting to let the system know that, hey, this content is valuable. So here's the deal. When you have less followers, but more people commenting and liking, you have a higher engagement rate. If you have more followers, but not all of them are communicating with you, you've got a lower engagement rate. So right now in my author platform, I have less fans, but an incredibly high engagement rate because my stuff is commented and liked and interacted with in a serious way. So I sit at about 500 to 700% engagement rate, while most authors sit at about 60%. And some people sit even lower than that. So you actually do not want to be focused on getting a ton of fans because that doesn't help you. What does help you is going to be to have that engagement rate. So you want to make sure that you are getting as many people talking to you on your pictures as possible. Now here's the thing with losing these followers. Instagram has those algorithms in place. We know they've got that algorithm, they've got the hashtag algorithm, they've got a lot of stuff going on to determine how valuable you and your content are and where you're going to be ranked within the system and how much they are going to show your other people. Now, with these algorithms, they are working to get rid of things like spammers, like bots, like things that are posting all of those not so good comments on your feeds. And so when you are losing these followers, it is likely because Instagram is taking them away. They are getting rid of the spammers, the ones that don't actually interact with your posts. They just kind of latch on and try to get you to follow them and their bot accounts. So if you are losing followers, this is actually a good thing, whether it is Instagram removing bots and spam or whether it is your fans deciding that they are no longer your fans. Would you want someone who is not your fan to stay on your account and actually bring your ranking down? No, you actually want them to leave. So if you are retaining people who don't actually like you, that hurts you. But if they are leaving, that means you have less people, which means your engagement rate is going to get bumped up a little bit. And every time you lose someone who is not a true follower, who is interacting with you and talking to you, you are doing better within the system. You're getting your engagement rate up, you're getting ranked higher, and eventually Instagram is going to turn around and put your content out there and recommend it to people like they're doing for me. Now, if you've watched my videos, I actually recently put one out where I was talking all about how Instagram is marketing for me without me having to pay for ads. If you have not checked it out, make sure you check it out because it is well worth the watch. But just so you're aware, it is not a bad thing when you are losing fans on Instagram. And if you are tweaking what you're doing and you're kind of sprucing up what you're doing within your account, good for you. You want valuable fans. You want fans that are going to interact with you. So if those people are leaving you, or if Instagram is taking away spam or bot accounts, this is a very good thing. So don't feel bad when you are losing followers. This is good. It's okay to lose fans. What you want to focus on is that engagement rate. Get that up, and you are going to be doing so much better. So let's take a look at the next one. This one says, I don't get why Instagram has options to share automatically to Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, and Flickr if it's a no-no. Roy, that is a great question. Why does Instagram and some of these other social media platforms have the ability to cross-post on different things? Well, we recently did a video about this. If you've not checked that out, make sure you do. Again, well worth your time. But there is a very simple reason you should not be cross-posting, and that is because people know you are not active within that platform. Each of your platforms has a very different audience. You've got different people checking you out. And if I am on Facebook and I see a Twitter post, that doesn't make a lot of sense on Facebook, especially if it has links and tags that are not working. Facebook is not a place for hashtags. Facebook is not a place to at someone or at mention someone over on Twitter, because it's not going to connect to their Facebook page. You got to make sure you are active within that platform. So if all of your Facebook feed is just you posting from Twitter, I know that you don't hang out on Facebook, and I'm not going to talk to you there. I'm also probably not going to go see you on Twitter, because I am now seeing it all over the place, and that's just annoying and frustrating. So you have to take the time and make the effort to go on and post individually and uniquely on all of your platforms to make the most out of them, so you can interact with all of these different fan bases and turn this into something really, really good and really, really helpful. So while they do have the options, good marketers, strategic people are not using these because they know how important and how valuable it is to get out there and create unique content. And I'm not saying you have to do completely unique things. What I am saying is that you do need to make sure that you are changing it up just a little bit. Change the way you're wording things. Change the way the sentence is structured. Ask different questions. You want to make sure that they know they're getting unique content on each of these platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and they want to make sure that you are active there. Otherwise, they're not going to worry about you because you don't take the time for them, so why should they make the time for you, right? So yes, they do have the ability to cross-post, but the smart, strategic people are not using that, because that actually very much hurts your standing as an author, as a brand owner, as an entrepreneur. So don't cross-post. It's not good. It's bad. Don't do that. They give you the options, but you're better than that. Don't do it. Sorry, I moved my button there. Are you still creating marketing pictures of books for authors? Yes, I am. So you guys know that I educate on creating really good Bookstagram style images of your books for marketing purposes. And I do that for free over on YouTube. We've got a whole playlist for you, but I also go ahead and create these images for certain authors who hire me to do so. So yes, this is an option to you. If you are interested in getting those professionally styled images, I am happy to help you with that. Send me a direct message, hit me up in my inbox, let me know that you're interested. I will get you information on this so we can make a really great collection for you. I do have some specials going on right now. Yay that. And if you happen to know one of my clients, they also have some specials that they can offer you that are only available to friends of my friends. So if you are interested, let me know. I'll get you connected and we will get that figured out for you. Otherwise, you can totally do it yourself. I've got that free playlist over on YouTube. You can check that out. It's step-for-step tutorials on how to create and take better photos of your books for marketing purposes. Okay, Sabrina wants to know, how do you get the permalink for a post in a Facebook group? That is a great question, Sabrina, and Sabrina and I actually talked about this, but it's actually fairly simple to get the permalink for a post in a group, and let me just explain that to those of you who don't know. When you go into a group, and I'm not talking about your author page, but I'm talking about like your street team group, so this is a closed group or an open group or a secret group, there are posts within there, but it's really hard to click on it and get a link to one specific post. So for example, right now I'm running my Golden Read Along over on my author platform, and we're reading through one of my books together. And if I wanted someone to go back to a specific post, so let's say right now we're on chapters 15 and 16. Let's say I wanted them to look back at the post for chapter number 2. What I would do is go into that group, scroll down to that particular post, and then I would need to click on the timestamp. So where you see the timestamp that it was posted, click on that. It will open up a new screen and it will have just that post with all of the comments. You can then click and save that link, go back to wherever it is you're trying to post it, and direct people to that. So it's as easy as clicking on the timestamp and it'll pop up in a second screen. Now I will say I do this fairly frequently to grab these permalinks. And occasionally it does take a couple of clicks. Sometimes it doesn't work right away. So don't get frustrated if you click on it and nothing happens. Just keep clicking. Maybe you'll need to refresh the page and try it again, because sometimes it can be a little temperamental in groups. But that is a super easy way to get a permalink for a particular post within a Facebook group. Okay, what is the best platform for sharing giveaways? Connie, that is a great question. This is something I talk about a lot at Reading Transforms because contests are something that we as authors do an awful lot, and it's really, really important that you do it the right way. So here's the deal. Let me break this down for you. All of the social media platforms have rules about contests. Every single platform has rules, and you have to obey them. You have to understand them, you have to read them, you have to know what's happening before you can ever post about it on your pages, on your platforms, on the different things that you are doing. So in an effort to not violate any of these terms, because some of them, there's just like a lot of work involved in some of these, to avoid the drama of having to deal with these social media platforms and running giveaways through these platforms, it is best to do it on your blog. So you know, as a person who has a blog, that is something that is not controlled by the people who control social media. Social media is controlled by the owners of the social media platform. So Facebook has rules, and if you don't obey Facebook's rules, they will shut you down, take you off, take you out, and you will not be allowed back on. You do not want to violate their terms. Instagram has terms, Twitter has terms, and everybody has rules and regulations about what you can and cannot do on their platform. But your blog belongs to you. There are no rules. You make the rules. So you have to put this on your blog, and you can run it however you need to run it without worrying about the social media rules. Now, quick caveat to that, certain types of giveaways do have rules regulated by your states. So some of these are like gambling rules. So if it's like a game of chance, there are rules for that. I know a lot of people just do it to do it, and they don't realize that some of the states have laws about these, and you actually have to abide by these laws. So if you're doing something like that, please make sure you're checking out your state's laws. That would be a very bad thing. But the key here is that with your blog, you get to make up what you want to do, and you get to run it how you want without all those caveats that these social media platforms are putting on there. So host it on your blog. However you're going to do this, however you're structuring this, however they're entering this, it should be done through your blog or an opt-in page. So if you host it on your blog, they can enter right through there, or they can enter through that opt-in page connected to the blog. Then you want to turn around and promote this on social media. So you should always be hosting your contest through your blog and through that opt-in page to your blog, which I'm connecting as one thing. So if you've got a really great designed opt-in page, that should go back to the blog. The rules and regulations should be on the blog. How they enter needs to be, communicated through that blog. But I'm connecting your opt-in page to your blog. So for the rest of this conversation, that's all connected. Then you need to market it through your social media. So you need to get this on Facebook, you need to get this on Instagram, and you need to get this on Twitter. These are all really good locations for promoting this giveaway, but it needs to be housed on your blog. Otherwise, you could be in danger of violating some terms because they have very specific things that you can and cannot do. And just about everybody I've seen has been in violation of some of these at some point or another because they have not taken time to read the rules. So always take the time to read the terms of service on all the social media platforms that you are using: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, whatever it is you're using. Take the time to learn the rules and regulations and really focus in on those terms so that you are not in violation of any of these. And then host this over on your blog so that you can't really get in trouble and you have a destination to send them. Now here's the other thing. You do not own social media. I keep saying this. You don't own social media. You are not getting credit for all these people coming to check out your social media platform where you've posted your contest. But if you host it on your blog, you are getting credit for this. That means the algorithms are all taking note that people are coming over to your blog and you are getting raised higher in the ranking. Now here's the deal, and a lot of you know I talk about this all the time. With Facebook and Instagram ads, you need to be very, very aware of how those work. If you are not familiar with using Facebook ads and Instagram ads, stop what you're doing, take some of my tutorials, take some of my classes. You need to learn how to do it, and not just do it by boosting a post, because those typically don't work. You need to understand the inner workings of how to use these ads, and specifically how to use the Facebook pixel. Now, this is a big scary word. I know a lot of people don't know about this, but this is a way to retarget your audiences. So you actually place your pixel on your website, on your blog, on the pages that you own, and then when people go there, they are registered in your system, and you can create an audience from that and directly market to these people through your ads. It's amazing. It's super valuable. Highly recommend it. But you can't put it on something like your Twitter page because you don't own Twitter. You can't put it on your Facebook page because you don't own Facebook. And you can't put it on Instagram because, honey, you don't own Instagram. So if you do not know how to use that Facebook pixel, learn, and then use it. It has been invaluable to me in all of my brands and businesses. You got to learn how to use it. And when you send your people to your blog for a contest or a giveaway, you're going to get a lot of hits over on your blog. So not only does it raise up your standing within the search systems and the search engine systems, but it also helps you create audiences that you can then brand and market to. You can create lookalike audiences. You can do a whole bunch of retargeting things, and it's super valuable to you. And you would not get that if you sent them to like a Facebook page. So I highly recommend hosting your giveaways through your blog and then marketing it on all of your other platforms and redirecting them back to that blog page. So great question, Connie. How do I get more people to join my newsletter list? And that is a great question. How do you get more people to join your newsletter list? Well, here's the deal. Your newsletter is so valuable for the same reason a blog is valuable to you, and that is because you control it, you own it, you do not have to work with other people. You get to do what you need to do through your newsletter, and so it's highly, highly important. It's highly important for you to be getting people on your newsletter list. So what do you need to do? Well, the first thing is don't treat it like a commercial. Oh my goodness, so many authors that I know treat their newsletter like a commercial. My book's on sale, buy my book. Hey, look, it's my book. Oh, look at this, it's my book. I have a book, you should buy my book. You should read my book, you should buy my book. Oh, look, my book's on sale. That is so stressful to people as readers and receivers of these emails. Nobody wants to see a commercial every time they open up your newsletter, and if they do, they're gonna go, honey. They're not gonna open up your newsletter. You're gonna be wasting your space. You're gonna be wasting your time. They will simply delete you. That is not a good thing. So you have to make sure you are giving them very, very valuable and engaging content within your newsletter. Now, I'm not gonna get into the specifics here because, well, I've got some really great stuff for you. I actually have a free webinar where I'm teaching you 5 things you should have in every single one of your newsletters. You can reuse it, you can tweak it, you can change things up and reuse it again and again and again in each and every one of your newsletters. And that is in a free masterclass webinar that I have. I can offer that to you right now. It's newslettersforauthors.ratingtransforms.com. And you can go over there, you can get registered. I've got a couple coming up in the not too distant future, so you can check out newslettersforauthors.ratingtransforms.com. And there's going to be some amazing bonuses in there as well as access to my Click-Worthy Newsletters for Authors course, which has seen such tremendous success. I have had authors, so many authors, write in and say, I saw such a switch during my next newsletter. The very next one that I sent out after taking your course, I saw amazing responses from people. I got such great interaction, and it is growing and thriving and doing so well. So I'd love for you to check that out. You can go to the free masterclass webinar, Newsletters for Authors, by going to newslettersforauthors.ratingtransforms.com, and that'll give you access to a bunch of bonuses and click-worthy newsletters for authors. And you want to make sure as you are going through your newsletter that you're really taking the time and effort to do a really strong weekly newsletter that you are sending out to your fans, because this is how they are getting communication with you. They may not see all of your social media posts. They may not see what you're sending out on Instagram. They may not see what you're putting on YouTube. They may not see your Facebook posts, but they can never miss your newsletter unless they don't check their email, because it always goes to their inbox, and pretty much everybody checks their email, and all they have to do is click and they get all this amazing valuable information from you. The only way that they wouldn't get it is if they deleted you without actually reading you, which means your newsletter probably wasn't very valuable to them, and it might be time to step it up a little bit. So do not treat your newsletter like a commercial. Give them super valuable and engaging content, and then make sure you're sending it out on a consistent basis. And then there are some other things which I'm talking about in that free masterclass. So I'm going to stop talking now because we definitely don't want to give that away. If any of you have more questions, go ahead, hit me up. We're going to wrap this up because we went just a little bit longer than I thought we would. So thank you so much for writing in those fabulous questions. Those were wonderful. And I am happy to do this more frequently if you would like. I don't typically do AMAs. I kind of answer on an as needed basis. So when you guys send me questions, I create videos, but I really like this format of doing an AMA and Ask Me Anything. So if you have questions, hit me up. I will happily do this again. And feel free whenever you have questions about Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, Periscope, hit me up. Let me know. Send me direct messages, send me comments, send me an email, and I will happily create more content for you guys so that we can grow our author brands together through social media. I'm K.m. Robinson, creator of Reading Transforms and K.m. Robinson Photography, and author of the Golden Trilogy and the Jaded Duology. And if you've totally loved this, jump onto www.readingtransforms.com, where you have access to our online communities, our online courses, our resources, tutorials, articles, videos, on-demand mini trainings, free masterclass webinars, and the amazing projects that we're working on over at Reading Transforms. You can also jump into community.readingtransforms.com, which will give you access to my closed Facebook group. I'm in there all the time, educating on these social media algorithms, how to beat them, how to avoid them, how to work with them. We talk about the platform additions to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat. We have a really great community of authors who are working together to build and grow each other's platforms. They're in the same place as you, and we would love to have you join us. Again, that is community.readingtransforms.com. I would love to see you there. It's going to be awesome. And I do some special mini trainings in there that are exclusive to this community that I do not do anywhere else. So make sure you jump over to community.readingtransforms.com. And hey, if you want to get on my newsletter, you can join me at shownotes.readingtransforms.com. That'll get you signed up and give you a free present, because I love my freebie bonuses here. I have a PDF chocked full of things that you can do for free to market your book. Now, this is a list of 20 things that will not cost you a cent that you can use to market your book. And because I like bonuses and bonuses, you also get a list of totally free prize ideas. So, Connie, for that giveaway you're talking about, there's all sorts of things that you can be doing, but there's also some free things that you can add in there to incentivize your people to get even more involved. There's a whole list of cost-free prize ideas at the back of that PDF, and it's totally free to you, my gift just for joining my Show Notes newsletter, where I am bringing you weekly content, behind the scenes, strategic tips for social media, marketing, and branding, and I give you show notes for my weekly live broadcast show where I answer questions like this and bring on professionals in the industry to teach and educate to raise up this book community. And I would love to see you there. So join me, shownotes.readingtransforms.com. You can get your hands on those freebies, plus the other amazing freebies that I am giving out. And I've got a couple of good ones coming in the next few days. So super, super excited. Oh, one more question. Okay, one more question real quick. How did you manage to change the colors on your Instagram story today for your font and brushes? Oh, great question. Okay, so there's this really cool thing on Instagram. If you go to stories and you pull up your stories, this is my pretend phone here. If you pull up your stories up at the top, you can go to your camera and you can take your picture or you can record your video. And then down at the bottom, when you either click up at the top on the font, the typing, or the brushes, it'll come up with a color panel at the bottom. And they have some of the basic colors, and you can swipe through, and they've got like 3 sets of basic colors. But pro tip here, if you hold down that color, like if you hold over that color, it'll pop up with a panel with a whole rainbow of colors, and you can kind of scroll through it. Now, as you're doing this, you don't want to lift your finger up. So once you hold it down, it's down, and when you take your finger away, it goes away. So you have to hold it down on the color, and it'll pop up that rainbow bar, and then you can just kind of scroll over to whatever color you want. You can do all sorts of different colors. It's amazing, totally awesome. Yay, Instagram, for always improving their platform. Totally love it. Guys, make sure you check that out because it's really awesome. All right, I'm officially done. Thank you so much for joining me for this Ask Me Anything. I hope this has been helpful to you. Make sure you are hanging out with me over at community.readingtransforms.com. I've got some cool things coming up in the next couple of weeks that I am not putting out on my social media channels for Reading Transforms. So this is exclusive content just for my community members, and this is designed for authors, but hey, we've got some entrepreneurs joining us as well. So if you are outside of the book industry, feel free to join us because we've got some really cool things going on. And even though it's directed toward authors, we can totally tweak a few words and make it work for whatever business you are in. Thanks so much for joining me. You guys have a great day and stay inspired.